Do you know the fastest way of learning English? Let me share one sentence secret with you. Learn English the way you would ride an elephant. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to understand. Give me 3 minutes and I will teach you how to learn English in the fastest way. So, right now, when I count to three, just close your eyes and imagine you're riding a giant, powerful elephant. One, two, three. Okay, so keep your eyes closed. Imagine now you have to do a lot of tasks. The tasks including lifting a lot of heavy stuff like trees. You have two options, right? You can try to train the elephant to do it for you. But you have another option because if you don't know how to let the elephant do it, you have to do it by yourself. I think you already make your choice, right? If I were you, I would probably let the elephant do. So that metaphor is about how you choose to learn English. The rider is not you, it's your conscious efforts to learn English. So how about the elephant? So the elephant is your subconsciousness. So have you heard about subconscious mind? Let me explain to you back into the story you riding an elephant. With proper training, the elephant can do a lot of complicated tasks, but the elephant can only do it with the rider's instructions, right? It means that you have to use your conscious effort to direct your subconscious. But your subconscious is way more powerful than your consciousness because just like the elephant compared to you, they can do a lot more heavy liftings than yourself. When you have to deal with a lot of tasks, no matter TOEFL, IELTS test, SAT, LSAT, or a lot more complicated tasks, you don't focus on training the rider. Because no matter how much pressure you put on the rider can only lift probably a basket. You have to focus on training the elephant because only the elephant can lift all these heavy stuffs. Let's go back to English learning. Maybe you can understand me a little bit right now. When you try to learn English, reciting vocabulary, grammar, and try to remember the whole textbook of New Concept English is all about the conscious efforts. However, to naturally think under the English context and communicate, operate in English without thinking, that is your subconscious. Keep in mind, learn English like you trained the elephant, but not the rider. Which means when you learn English, don't just remember every single word day by day because eventually you just remember the whole booklet of English words. You still don't know how to use these English words in English context. You have to use your conscious effort to build up the system for your subconscious to do all of these heavy liftings in the English learning process. So now you can understand what I'm trying to tell you, but you want to know more about that, right? You want to know how to do that. For me, there are 4 ways of doing that. First, you have to create immersive environment. You have to surround yourself with English as much as possible. For example, changing the language settings on your devices to English, listening to English music, podcast, and even watch movies and TV shows in English. These exposures can help the elephant to immerse more even when you are not actively studying. You are still absorbing language learning in your subconsciousness. The second is building real-life connections. So that's why in my other episodes, I talked a lot more about scenario learning. I always believe scenario learning is the most effective way of learning a language. So for example, when you learn the word bicycle, you don't just remember bicycle, don't do things like that. You have to think of a time you see or even ride a bicycle. Just link the words to your real life experiences because this can help the elephant, your subconsciousness, to remember this word more naturally. The third is engaging into the active application. So it means rather than passively reviewing the vocabulary list, you have to apply the new words and grammars actively. It means you have to write essays, you have to make presentations, or engage into the debates by using English. Active using the forces can just give the elephant more power to deal with different tasks. The last one is kind of like the most important one. You have to reflect regularly. So it means you have to reflect on what works well for you and what doesn't work so well. So for example, if you found listening to the podcast can help you to communicate more fluently, put more efforts on that. However, if doing the grammar practice didn't help at all, maybe you should give up this part. So it means you get to know your elephant better, what works well for the elephant and what doesn't. So instead of putting too much stress and pressure on the rider, you just focus more on the training of elephant part and build a more systematical environment for controlling your subconsciousness and using language more effectively. So now you get my one sentence secret of learning English in the fastest way, right? If you like this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more learning methods in the future. I hope you enjoyed watching that and see you next time. Bye!